So I have two pieces of scale, 2 foot by 8 foot. I'm going to be using probably 4mm ply, but these are obviously cardstock. And so I cut an angle in these two and welded that together. That'll represent the front of the boat. And then I noticed that if you were to take and spread the front and back, because this is flat right now, you can see it's flat with the table, but if you spread them this way, you get rocker. You can see the rocker there. So what I'm wondering is, does that mean that I have to cut the back at an angle also, slanted back this way? I'm guessing it does, because I'd like to leave the back of the boat either straight or slanted back that way. But if I have to slant it back this way, I mean, it's not a problem, but I'm wondering what it'll do to the rocker. So now I've cut both sides, and there it's flat. And then as soon as you start to spread it, you start getting rocker. You can see there. And as you spread it, you get that kind of a shape in the bottom. So I'm guessing that I would have to have the front and the back be shaped out this way. Or I think you could cut the flat bottom piece in whatever shape it's going to be. It's probably going to be, you know, that kind of a shape. And then have the rear triangle piece, if you wanted to have more of a reverse transom, the rear triangle piece would have to come down. So put the flat bottom in, then the sides, and then the rear piece to meet that point down there. And then you can have it be shaped like a V and have a reverse transom. I'm guessing, I'm going to give it a try. Also, I'm wondering, does this need to be a straight line here? Or could I curve that and get the same effect? So here it is with curved ends. And when you spread it, you get your rocker. When you spread it this way, you get your rocker. But when you spread it, if you can see here, it wants to separate at the tip here, which I think you could either just fudge and just kind of squeeze it together and have a little bit of bow in the sides, or, you know, put a flat piece in there, although you wouldn't want a flat piece at the nose. But it's something to think about. You definitely get your rocker, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there you can see it better. When you spread it, it doesn't stay together. And I don't know if that's something that in wood you could force. I imagine you probably could. I don't know. That'll be something to try. Maybe practice with a shorter piece of wood. I'm not sure. Well, you couldn't practice with a shorter piece of wood. I don't know. Okay, so here's something interesting. This boat has a flatter angle. This one has a steeper angle. You can see it here. This one's drawn out, and this one's more vertical. and they're both spread apart the same amount. And the one with the flatter angle, I don't know if you can see that. The one with the flatter angle has significantly more rocker than the one with the steeper angle. So that's interesting. This one's got like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, whereas that one has like a 1/16 of an inch on each side. That's interesting. Okay, I think I figured out why the different angles give you different amounts of rocker. Let me see if I can explain it. As you spread the sides, you're bringing the nose and tail closer together. And if you bring them close until the ellipses in the middle forms a perfect circle, then that would be a real short and rockered out boat. And the angle when the side pieces wrap around and make a perfect circle on the bottom, that angle at the front and the back is what has to match in order to complete that circle. So the sharper this angle, or the let's say the flatter this angle is right here, the more obtuse this angle is right here, they've got to reach up higher to make that perfect circle on the bottom. Whereas this one with the smaller angle, when you stretch it to make it into a circle, it doesn't have to reach up as far to make the ends connect, if that makes sense. Which also explains why you get that separation on this one with the curved angle. That's why curved angles wouldn't really quite work. Because look, you can't even really make a circle out of it, or try to. The tape wants to split, and the nose and tail wants to split. And again, I don't know if that's something you can just overcome and force into place. But if you look here, it's even trying to, the one side's trying to overtake the other when I really spread it out. Same with that one. Yeah, so the curve will not work in this style. One last thought on this curved one. I was getting separation when I spread the boat. I was getting separation up here, and then I was getting overlap down here. I wonder if you had a piece of, say, 3/4 inch or something plywood that kind of went like this and was between the sandwiches and had your curve drawn on it, and then on your side pieces you cut slits like that. Just enough slits so it kind of like it looked like a comb right there at the end. And then as you were bending it, I think you'd get separation between all these little slits based on this amount of curve. And then could you, tack them all down with, say, like staples to the plywood, and then just fill in the gaps with epoxy putty, and eventually you're going to fiberglass over it anyways. You'd either get separation at the slits, or you'd get where they'd come together. I'm not really sure which you would get right now, but it seems to me that'd be a way to kind of almost do like a strip build at the ends, but using flat panels for most of it, if that makes sense.